Hello friends, welcome to Book Bites. Today we'll talk about book Raising Mentally Strong Kids by Charles Fry and Daniel Amen. In today's fast-paced and highly competitive world, raising children who are emotionally resilient, mentally strong, and capable of handling life's challenges has become more important than ever. Raising mentally strong kids is a powerful and practical guide for parents, educators, and caregivers who want to build a solid emotional and mental foundation in their children. The book emphasizes that mental strength is not about suppressing emotions or avoiding challenges, it's about facing difficulties with courage, bouncing back from setbacks, and developing inner confidence. The author combines scientific research, real-life examples, and actionable advice to help parents understand how to nurture emotional intelligence and resilience from an early age. The book explains that children are not born with mental strength. It's a learned skill that can be cultivated through consistent support, open communication, and thoughtful parenting strategies. Mentally strong kids are better equipped to deal with peer pressure, failure, bullying, academic stress, and social struggles. One of the central ideas in the book is that mental strength involves three key components: managing emotions, controlling thoughts, and behaving productively even under stress. Parents play a crucial role in teaching children how to identify their emotions, think critically about problems, and respond with confidence and responsibility. Instead of overprotecting kids or solving problems for them, the book encourages empowering them with tools to navigate life independently. Importantly, the book also explores how modern parenting habits like constant praise, shielding kids from failure, or solving all their problems can unintentionally weaken a child's mental resilience. It encourages parents to set healthy boundaries, model strength through their own behavior, and allow their children to face age-appropriate challenges. Overall, raising mentally strong kids is a valuable resource for those who want to raise balanced, confident, and self-reliant children who can thrive in all areas of life. Through practical tools and mindset shifts, the book guides parents in fostering a home environment where emotional growth is not only possible but celebrated. Raising mentally strong kids isn't about perfection, it's about progress, consistency, and connection. Let's explore the concepts of the book, breaking them down point by point and refining the explanation to ensure clarity and precision. Point 1. Teach kids to understand and express their emotions. One of the foundational pillars of raising mentally strong kids is helping them understand and express their emotions in healthy ways. Children are not born knowing how to identify or talk about their feelings. Without guidance, they might resort to tantrums, withdrawal, aggression, or confusion when emotions become overwhelming. The book emphasizes that emotion awareness is the first step toward building mental strength. When children learn to recognize what they're feeling, whether it's sadness, anger, frustration, excitement, or fear, they are more likely to respond to situations with maturity and self-control. Parents can teach this skill by naming emotions during everyday situations. For example, saying "it looks like you're feeling disappointed because your game was cancelled" helps a child link their emotional experience to specific words. Over time, this builds an emotional vocabulary that empowers kids to talk instead of act out. Another key strategy is validating a child's feelings rather than dismissing or minimizing them. Phrases like "you'll get over it" or "it's not a big deal" can unintentionally signal that emotions are bad or should be ignored. Instead, saying "I can see that this really upset you" reassures a child that it's okay to feel. Validation creates emotional safety and encourages openness. The book also suggests using stories, drawings, or emotion charts for younger kids to help them recognize and express feelings. For older children, journaling and open conversations are effective tools. Parents should model healthy emotional expression by calmly discussing their own feelings and demonstrating how they manage stress or disappointment. Kids learn best by watching what adults do. Ultimately, the goal is not to eliminate negative emotions, but to teach children that all feelings are normal and manageable. A mentally strong child knows how to pause, name their emotions, and choose a thoughtful response instead of a reactive one. They don't fear their emotions, they understand them. By building this emotional foundation early, parents equip children with the tools to handle peer conflict, academic stress, family tension, and other life challenges. Emotionally aware kids are not only mentally stronger but also more empathetic, compassionate, and socially capable. Point 2. Encourage problem solving over rescue. A key lesson in developing mental strength in children is teaching them how to solve problems on their own, rather than always stepping in to fix things for them. While it's natural for parents to want to protect their children from pain or failure, constantly rescuing them prevents kids from building the confidence and skills they need to face life's challenges independently. Children who are always bailed out tend to grow dependent on others for decision-making and struggle with low self-esteem. On the other hand, when they're encouraged to find solutions, they begin to trust their own judgment and learn that mistakes are opportunities for growth. The book emphasizes that mentally strong kids are not the ones who avoid problems, but those who learn how to deal with them. Parents can support problem solving by shifting from fix-it mode to coach mode. Instead of immediately giving answers, ask guiding questions like, "What do you think you could do about this?" Or "What are some other ways you might handle it?" These prompts help children think critically and consider the consequences of different choices. Even if their first attempts aren't perfect, the act of trying builds resilience. It's also important to create a safe environment where mistakes aren't punished harshly. Children who fear failure are less likely to take initiative. By responding with curiosity instead of criticism, "What did you learn from this?" instead of "Why did you do that?" parents show that setbacks are part of learning. Age-appropriate autonomy also matters. Letting a younger child choose their own clothes or letting an older child manage their homework schedule gives them a sense of control and responsibility. Start small and increase complexity as they grow. Finally, model problem solving in your own life. When parents talk aloud through challenges and show how they approach decisions. "I'm feeling overwhelmed, so I'm going to make a list." They provide a real-life example for kids to emulate. By encouraging problem solving instead of rescuing, parents raise children who are confident, independent, and capable of managing real-world issues with courage and creativity. These are the traits of mentally strong individuals who can adapt, persist, and thrive even in the face of adversity. Point 3. Teach emotional regulation, not suppression. One of the most important pillars of mental strength is the ability to regulate emotions effectively. Emotionally resilient children don't avoid or suppress their feelings. They understand them, express them in healthy ways, and manage their reactions appropriately. This emotional intelligence becomes a powerful foundation for navigating relationships, challenges, and stress throughout life. Parents often unknowingly discourage emotional expression by saying things like, "Don't cry," or "There's nothing to be scared of." While these phrases are usually said with good intentions, they send a message that certain emotions are bad or unacceptable. Over time, children may learn to bottle up their feelings, leading to emotional confusion or even anxiety and aggression. Instead, the book recommends helping children name and validate their emotions. When a child says, "I'm angry," a parent might respond with, "I can see you're really upset. Want to talk about it?" This shows the child that their feelings are recognized and safe to express. Naming emotions gives kids the vocabulary to understand themselves better and reduces the intensity of those emotions. It's also essential to teach techniques to manage big feelings. Simple strategies like deep breathing, counting to 10, taking a walk, or using words to express frustration are powerful tools for self-regulation. Practicing these skills during calm moments prepares kids to use them in stressful ones. Modeling is equally important. When parents manage their own emotions with grace, apologizing when they lose their temper, or explaining how they handle sadness, they demonstrate emotional intelligence in action. Children are more likely to mirror what they see rather than what they're told. The book also emphasizes that emotional regulation isn't about being calm all the time. It's about recovering and responding wisely. Teaching kids that it's okay to feel anger, disappointment, or fear, and that these emotions pass builds resilience. It gives them the confidence to face difficulties without becoming overwhelmed or reactive. By focusing on emotional regulation rather than suppression, parents equip their children with lifelong skills. Mentally strong kids know how to navigate both the highs and lows of life with awareness, composure, and empathy. These emotional tools not only enhance their mental strength, but also deepen their ability to connect meaningfully with others. Point 4. Encourage problem solving over rescue. A defining trait of mentally strong children is their ability to think critically and solve problems independently. Many well-meaning parents, however, fall into the trap of rescuing their kids too quickly from discomfort, failure, or everyday challenges. While this might protect children in the short term, it robs them of the chance to develop essential life skills and the confidence that comes with figuring things out on their own. The book emphasizes the importance of stepping back and allowing children to experience small failures and struggles. For instance, if a child forgets their homework, instead of rushing it to school, a parent might let the natural consequence occur. This gentle exposure to the real-world effects of their actions helps children become more responsible and learn from their mistakes. Rather than offering quick solutions, parents are encouraged to ask guiding questions like, "What do you think you should do?" or "What are your options here?" These prompts shift the responsibility of thinking and deciding back to the child. Even if they don't always arrive at the best solution, the process of brainstorming and reflecting is valuable for cognitive and emotional development. Additionally, problem solving builds resilience. When children learn they can overcome obstacles on their own, even small ones, it boosts their self-efficacy. They begin to see themselves as capable and resourceful, which contributes to long-term mental strength. Parents can support this by praising effort and strategies instead of only outcomes. Saying you worked really hard to figure that out is more empowering than simply saying good job. The book also notes that problem solving isn't only for academic or practical issues, it applies to social challenges too. When kids have disagreements with friends or siblings, guiding them to resolve conflicts respectfully strengthens their emotional intelligence and negotiation skills. Ultimately, encouraging children to face challenges rather than rescuing them fosters independence, confidence, and a sense of mastery over their environment. These skills become essential as they grow older and face more complex decisions. Mentally strong kids don't rely on others to fix everything. They learn to trust their judgment and take action, even when the path is difficult. Point 5. Build emotional intelligence through validation and coaching. One of the core principles in raising mentally strong kids is fostering emotional intelligence. This means helping children understand, express, and manage their emotions in a healthy way. Emotionally intelligent kids are better equipped to handle stress, form meaningful relationships, and bounce back from setbacks. The book strongly emphasizes that this begins with parental validation and emotional coaching. Validation is the process of recognizing and accepting a child's feelings without judgment. When a child is upset, rather than dismissing their emotions with statements like "don't cry" or "you're overreacting," it's more supportive to say, "I can see that you're really upset right now. Do you want to talk about it?" This simple shift creates a safe emotional environment where children feel understood and accepted. Emotional coaching takes this a step further. Parents act as guides, helping children label their emotions accurately, like teaching them the difference between frustration, disappointment, or anger. Naming emotions is a powerful tool that allows children to gain control over what they're experiencing. For example, a child who can say, "I'm feeling anxious about the test," is already beginning to process their feelings more constructively. The book explains that emotionally intelligent kids don't avoid emotions, they understand and use them as signals. If they are angry, they learn to ask what triggered the anger and what they can do about it, rather than lashing out or bottling it up. This promotes both emotional awareness and regulation. Parents also play a crucial role in modeling emotional behavior. Children absorb how their parents handle stress, disappointment, and joy. When parents openly talk about their own emotions and coping mechanisms, such as taking deep breaths or journaling, it teaches children effective strategies they can adopt for themselves. The key takeaway is that mental strength doesn't mean suppressing emotions, it means managing them wisely. By validating and coaching rather than minimizing or punishing emotional reactions, parents help their children build a strong inner toolkit. Over time, these kids become more adaptable, less overwhelmed by their feelings, and better equipped to navigate the emotional complexities of life with resilience and empathy. Point 6. Encourage problem solving instead of rescue parenting. One of the most powerful habits parents can build to raise mentally strong children is resisting the urge to rescue them from every challenge. While it's natural for parents to want to protect their kids from discomfort or failure, constantly stepping in can actually weaken a child's ability to handle real-life situations. The book emphasizes teaching children how to solve their own problems as a key to building resilience and independence. When children face challenges, whether it's a conflict with a friend, a difficult homework assignment, or not making the sports team, many parents are tempted to jump in and fix the problem. While this may provide short-term relief, it robs the child of a valuable opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of solving the problem for them, parents should guide them through the process of finding their own solutions. The best way to do this is through supportive questioning. For example, if a child is upset because a friend didn't invite them to a party, rather than calling the other parent or dismissing their feelings, a helpful response might be, "That sounds like it hurt your feelings. What do you think you want to do about it?" These kinds of questions help children start thinking critically, evaluate their options, and build confidence in their ability to handle tough situations. This approach is called coaching, not controlling. Parents should avoid controlling every outcome and instead act as a supportive guide. Over time, kids become better at facing discomfort, making decisions, and evaluating consequences, skills that are essential for mental toughness. The book also stresses that it's okay for kids to struggle. In fact, learning through struggle often leads to deeper understanding and stronger character. If a child forgets their homework or performs poorly because they didn't study, letting them face the natural consequences can be a more effective teacher than a lecture. In summary, empowering kids to solve their own problems fosters independence, self-trust, and perseverance. It sends the message, I believe you are capable. This belief, when instilled from a young age, lays the foundation for resilient adults who don't shy away from difficulties but rise to meet them. Point 7. Model emotional regulation and self-control. Children learn more from what they observe than what they are told. One of the most important principles in raising mentally strong kids is modeling emotional regulation and self-control. When parents demonstrate how to manage emotions like anger, frustration, sadness, or disappointment in healthy ways, children absorb those lessons and internalize them as their own emotional blueprint. The book highlights that emotionally intelligent parents are more likely to raise emotionally resilient children. For example, when a parent is visibly upset, perhaps due to work stress or a disagreement, they should openly acknowledge their feelings and show how they cope. I'm feeling frustrated right now, so I'm going to take a few deep breaths and go for a walk to calm down. This teaches children that emotions are normal and manageable. Reacting with calmness in challenging moments also builds trust and safety. If a child breaks something or makes a mistake, and the parent immediately yells or punishes them without listening, the child learns to either hide mistakes or become emotionally reactive themselves. In contrast, if the parent remains composed, asks questions and listens, the child learns how to respond to problems without panic or aggression. The book also emphasizes the importance of consistency. Children are constantly watching how adults react to life. If parents preach calmness but frequently lose their temper or display impulsive behavior, children receive mixed signals. Consistent self-control from parents creates an environment where children feel safe, and safety is essential for mental strength to develop. Another key takeaway is that emotional regulation doesn't mean suppressing feelings, it means expressing them appropriately. Parents should talk openly about emotions and give children vocabulary to label their feelings. Phrases like "you seem disappointed" or "I can see you're feeling nervous" help children identify and express their emotions clearly, reducing the likelihood of emotional outbursts or withdrawal. In conclusion, children learn how to handle their emotions by observing how their parents handle theirs. By modeling calm, thoughtful reactions to life's ups and downs, parents teach their kids an invaluable skill, self-regulation. This ability forms the emotional core of mental strength, equipping children to manage their own emotions effectively as they grow. Point 8. Foster grit through challenge and failure. One of the standout principles in raising mentally strong children is teaching them to embrace challenges and learn from failure. Grit, the combination of perseverance and passion for long-term goals, is not something kids are born with. It's cultivated through deliberate exposure to difficult situations and the guidance to navigate them. The book stresses that children who are shielded from difficulty often grow up with low resilience. They may avoid challenges for fear of failure or give up easily when things get tough. Instead, children should be taught that effort matters more than perfection. For example, if a child struggles with a subject in school or fails at a sport, the parent's role isn't to fix it for them or to criticize, but to encourage reflection and resilience. What did you learn from this? How can you approach it differently next time? Mentally strong kids are those who view failure not as an endpoint, but as a stepping stone. Parents should normalize failure as a part of learning. Stories of famous figures who failed multiple times before succeeding can inspire children to keep going, even when the odds feel stacked against them. Language matters here. Switching from "you failed" to "you're learning" changes a child's mindset from defeat to growth. The book also recommends setting challenges that push kids out of their comfort zone, age-appropriate and achievable tasks that stretch their abilities. This could be learning a new instrument, managing a small project, or taking part in a competition. Completing such tasks, even imperfectly, helps children experience the reward of perseverance. However, the process should include emotional support. Encouragement, not pressure, is the key. When children know that their effort is valued more than the outcome, they begin to take healthy risks and develop an inner strength that isn't shaken by temporary setbacks. Ultimately, grit is one of the most reliable predictors of long-term success and emotional resilience. By encouraging children to accept challenges, persist through failure, and focus on progress rather than perfection, parents lay the foundation for mental toughness that serves their children for life. Point 9. Encourage independence and decision-making. Another crucial principle in raising mentally strong kids is fostering independence and allowing them to make their own decisions. While it's natural for parents to want to guide every step of their child's life, over-controlling behavior can hinder a child's confidence and ability to function independently. The book emphasizes that decision-making is a learned skill. Children must be given age-appropriate opportunities to make choices and face the outcomes of those choices, whether good or bad. This process develops accountability, critical thinking, and emotional maturity. For example, letting a child choose their clothes for the day or decide how to spend their allowance helps them feel ownership of their actions. When children are constantly told what to do, they may grow up relying on others for direction and approval. They might fear making mistakes and avoid taking initiative. On the other hand, when given freedom within boundaries, children learn to trust their judgment and gain confidence in their abilities. Mistakes become lessons, not setbacks. The book also suggests that parents should avoid micromanaging homework, friendships, or daily routines. Instead, they should act as guides available for advice but not controlling the outcome. This builds a sense of self-efficacy in the child, the belief that they are capable of solving problems and navigating life independently. Moreover, independence prepares children to face peer pressure and challenges in adolescence and adulthood. A child who has been taught to think independently is less likely to follow harmful trends or make poor decisions based solely on external influence. To reinforce independence, the book advises setting clear expectations, offering choices, and accepting occasional failure. For example, instead of forcing a child to practice an instrument, parents can ask, "Do you want to practice now or after dinner?" This simple shift allows the child to feel in control while still meeting responsibilities. In essence, fostering independence doesn't mean stepping back completely. It means shifting from control to support. Children who are trusted to make their own decisions grow up to be confident, resilient, and mentally strong individuals who are capable of facing the complexities of life. Point 10. Teach the value of gratitude and optimism. The final key principle in raising mentally strong kids is instilling a sense of gratitude and optimism. These emotional attitudes significantly impact a child's mental well-being, helping them focus on what they have instead of what they lack, and look forward to life's possibilities rather than fearing its challenges. Gratitude encourages children to appreciate the people, experiences, and possessions in their lives. According to the book, regular gratitude practices like keeping a journal or expressing thanks at dinner can rewire the brain to notice positives more than negatives. This shift creates a protective buffer against stress, anxiety, and entitlement. When children feel grateful, they tend to be more empathetic, cooperative, and resilient in the face of adversity. Optimism, on the other hand, gives children a hopeful lens through which to view the world. Instead of interpreting setbacks as permanent failures, optimistic children believe that difficulties are temporary and solvable. The book highlights that optimism is not about denying problems, but about maintaining a belief in growth and improvement. For instance, when a child fails a test, an optimistic approach would encourage the belief, "I can study better and improve next time," rather than, "I'm just not smart." Parents can model gratitude and optimism by speaking positively, expressing appreciation frequently, and pointing out silver linings in tough situations. It's important to validate children's emotions, but also guide them to see beyond immediate disappointments. For example, after losing a game, parents might say, "It's okay to be upset, but what did you learn from the experience?" The book also warns against overpraising or creating a false sense of happiness. Real gratitude and optimism come from genuine reflection, not forced positivity. Encouraging children to contribute to others' happiness through volunteering, helping at home, or writing thank you notes can deepen their sense of purpose and joy. In conclusion, cultivating gratitude and optimism equips children with a powerful mindset that enhances emotional resilience, boosts social connections, and promotes lifelong well-being. These qualities empower kids to face the world with hope and a positive spirit, making them not only mentally strong but also genuinely content individuals. Conclusion: the foundation for a resilient future. Raising mentally strong kids is not about creating perfect children. It's about nurturing resilient, emotionally intelligent, and confident individuals who are equipped to handle life's complexities with courage and compassion. Throughout the book, the authors emphasize that mental strength is not inherited, it's developed through consistent, intentional parenting practices. Each of the 10 principles outlined offers parents a roadmap to help children build strong inner foundations. From fostering emotional regulation and encouraging accountability, to promoting independence and instilling gratitude, the book provides practical tools for everyday situations. These tools are grounded in the understanding that children learn most through modeling. How parents respond to stress, failure, and conflict directly influences how children will do the same. The book also makes it clear that mentally strong kids are not immune to challenges, rather, they are better prepared to face them. They understand their emotions, manage their behaviors, and approach problems with a solution-oriented mindset. They have a strong sense of self-worth that isn't shaken by temporary setbacks. This strength comes from the safe and supportive environments that parents consciously create, homes where boundaries exist alongside empathy and discipline is paired with love. Importantly, the book encourages a long-term perspective. Mental strength doesn't show up in a child overnight, it grows slowly, through repeated lessons, open conversations, and meaningful connections. Parents are reminded to be patient with both their children and themselves, embracing the reality that parenting is a journey of constant learning and growth. In essence, raising mentally strong kids is a reminder that the most valuable gift we can give our children is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to navigate struggle with confidence and resilience. It urges parents to step back at times, letting children fail and recover, so they can develop the grit and emotional tools they'll need as adults. By raising mentally strong kids, we are not only shaping strong individuals, but also contributing to a healthier, more compassionate society. The seeds of empathy, responsibility, and optimism planted today will bloom into the leaders, caregivers, and change-makers of tomorrow. With love, logic, and intentional guidance, we can help our children grow into the best versions of themselves.